Hello and welcome to the Inbetween Podcast. I'm your host, Jace Gordon, and joined here by Tony Tones at RT. I'm just checking that I am streaming
Oh.
in the not Gorilla Tag again.
Guys, this is a Gorilla Tag stream, 100%. I think it's just I'm just trying.
I have the unmodded tag. Kind of true. Actually, I'm going to be talking about some mods today, so I have to take that.
Okay. I was gonna say, Joe, that I joined the stream.
Yeah.
And I had to watch an advert. So
yes, I need to.
Okay.
I can, if I manually run ads, there won't be mid rolls. But I think I have to run a minute and a half worth of ads to get rid of the pre rolls.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You think I should just run one at the start of the? It's because I got affiliate that this happens now.
Well, I think at the start's fine, right?
So let me just. I think is it 1 minute or how does it work?
I think it was I think I just watched 2 30-second ads.
Guys, don't watch ads. It's a waste of your time. You need to download what's it called? Twitch ad block from the Chrome store. Actually, what it does is
Does this still work?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a fork of a different one that was compromised. Actually.
Yeah.
I've been using. What it does is it basically, when Twitch shows you an ad, it like puts the actual live stream into like a little. It shows you like a little preview window, in the corner above the chat. What is it?
Yeah.
What it does is it takes that, with that preview stream and then just puts it full screen. So if you get like a pre-roll, you'll see like the stream would be 480p for like a minute or so, but you'll still be able to watch the stream rather than having to watch ads, which is a fairly good compromise.
Yeah, this is fine.
But anyway, yeah, it's been a fucking while since we've done one of these.
It has been.
I've been moving house, and I also had COVID for 2 weeks or so there was that.
Yeah, it wasn't the best of timing, I suppose.
Yeah.
But you were better for Easter though, so it was good.
And I saw you as well.
We had a barbecue.
We had a barbie for some friends' birthdays, which was really nice. So it was good to be out of lockdown again.
Yeah, I guess we're still out of it, right? Because at least here in the UK, that we're not planning to go back.
I just meant personally. I was locked up in.
I know you were personally locked down.
I've been out on my bike again. Free now.
I mean, I've been to the garden centre, bought £74 worth of plants today. So
why did you buy so many? One garden centre is fucking expensive. Like if you.
To be fair, the prices were reasonable. I just bought a lot of plants.
No, because if you came and said, "Oh, I spent like hundreds of pounds in a garden centre," I'd be like, "Yeah, I can."
Yeah, it's easy to do.
They're fucking expensive garden centres.
The funny thing is, I was looking to buy some pots for plants I previously bought last year from the garden centre, and instead I bought more plants. So...
The thing is with like pots are fucking expensive.
Yeah,
and then
some of them suck. A lot of them suck.
Sometimes it's cheaper to just buy a shit plant and then just take the pot.
Sometimes, yeah, but it has to be like a fast-growing plant, otherwise it's super expensive for the plant alone. But I just I don't know. I might need to shop around, maybe go online to find some plant pots at this point. I just don't want boring plant pots, you know.
Oh, we didn't. So I have some April Fool's news from the 1st of April that I'll go over quickly at the end. There was some interesting stuff there, I'd say, and then some, just some jokey stuff. But I think I was at a wedding. I think around. We didn't do anything for April Fools on the podcast, which we've done in the past, but I don't know. How you feel about April Fools? I like when they actually make interesting stuff. Again, I'm going to complain there was no Super Adventure Box update. They actually added more levels.
I like the creativity. And I will say, I actually got a couple of times. I actually forgot it was the 1st of April this year.
It's because
it's the first.
It's because when COVID happened, everyone was like, right, we're not going to do April Fools because it's disrespectful. So then people forgot about April Fools, and then I think half people did it for 2021, and I think this year everyone just was like, "All right, April Fool's is back on the menu, boys," and then everyone forgot about it. So, yeah.
No, I like April Fools. I see a lot of haters, and to me, it's the same sort of haters that don't like Halloween. They're not the same people, but they have like a similar rationale. I'm just like, it's like just don't. It's slightly annoying, like if you don't want to participate in like, oh, I'm gonna watch a video, like, oh, this is an April Fool's video. It's like, yes, and if you're watching a channel that uploads every day, like Linus Tech Tips, and on April 1st, it's then the April Fool's joke, and there's no actual tech video you can watch. But
I was listening to the WAN show on my bike ride, and he was talking about the April Fool's video where it's just advert after advert.
Yeah.
He said every single advert in that video was a paid for ad. He said it's one of the most profitable videos they've ever made, and it's their April Fool's joke video.
But you can only get away with it like once a year, though. So
he said the jury rig everything knife. That wasn't a paid ad, and he didn't ask for permission. He just threw it in. But he said every time he talks about the jury rig knife, everyone goes out and buys one because he's in like he has different viewers to jury rig everything. So people who don't know about the knife will just go out and buy it because they didn't know about it. Sort of thing.
It's a cool knife, actually.
You call that a knife? I see you played Knifey Spoony before.
Yeah. But yeah, that Linus video actually is like one of the ones that got me. I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna put a Linus video on because I think I was like catching up with like Linus videos and like so just like queued like 3 up. And I was like, what's this video got so many ads in at the start? And I was like, oh, okay, 1st of April, for fuck's sake, I got. So that actually got me.
You know, it was
I think I was playing Guild Wars at the time.
You know, it was the true April Fool's joke for this year. Star Trek Picard season 2. Jesus Christ, we haven't watched it for 2 weeks, and I'm just like, I watched like the episode before we haven't watched for 2 weeks, and I was like, I'm so fucking done with this show. It's so bad. It's sick.
Yeah, I honestly can't watch it by myself.
I'm watching Voyager again, and I'm watching some of the episodes, and I'm like, some of these episodes are fucking masterpieces. Especially compared to some of the trash in Picard.
Even like the absolute trash episodes of Voyager, I'd rather watch over anything Picard has. Just dear.
I love the EMH Doctor so much in Voyager. He's such a good character.
The EMH, absolutely fantastic actor, fantastic character. But I really don't like, for some reason, it gets under my skin most of the time. There's some good ones. But the episodes that involve holographic characters really annoy me, especially ones with Leonardo da Vinci in. It's like, fuck off, he's not an actual person. It's the computer creating a person. He's not a person.
No, because he gets the holographic emitter from the 29th century, and he's able to go down to an alien planet and then figure out how to make alien technology work because he's Leonardo da Vinci.
It's so fucking dumb. As if like create a holographic character, they have the same intelligence as the person.
Tony, it's not Da Vinci. Da Vinci? Da Vinci?
I just hate that. That's one of my pet peeves. Is like they seem to not quite understand programming or like artificial intelligence in Star Trek.
I was literally watching one today, and it was the episode where they transmit the EMH across the relay network to
the Prometheus, isn't it, or something?
The Prometheus. You know the name of the ship.
And
it's been overtaken by Romulans, so he summons the EMH there, and it's Andy Dick. Every time you watch Star Trek, you're just like, oh my god, I can't believe like this random celebrity was in an episode of Star Trek. But Andy Dick's the EMH Mark II, and he's fucking awful. And that's an amazing episode. I highly recommend. I think it's called Message in a Bottle. Watch Message in a Bottle.
I hate the ship for Prometheus, but the episode is fun.
Oh, where it like turns into like 3.
Yeah, it's such a dumb system.
Yeah, but they do separate the saucer on the Enterprise, right?
Yeah, in the first 2 seasons, and they gave up on it.
Mm.
Because it's so dumb and it's like so slow and yeah, it like just have if you want multi-vector attack, just have a starship carrier, like a starfighter carrier. Just
Yeah.
be done with it.
You know what, Tony?
Oh
This isn't Tangerine Picard. We haven't.
no, I just feel
We
like I need to
can't
talk about good Star
we
Trek.
can't talk about. I was thinking about Void. I was thinking about Distant Origin the other day. Why was I thinking about
Okay,
the episode where the
yeah, no.
there's the dinosaurs that find out they're related to humans,
Yeah,
and then the religious dinosaurs are like, no, we have to bury the facts. We can't
yeah,
accept that we are evolved from this human planet. You know, thousands of light years away, or however far away it is.
yeah. It's basically the other side of the galaxy at that point, where they are in the Delta Quadrant. I find
Well,
it's odd, isn't it? It's an interesting episode, but I find it very odd. I
yeah.
don't know. It's a good episode though. I would recommend that one.
Well, speaking of people who've been holograms. No, I don't think Snoop Dogg's ever been a hologram. Maybe he has. Snoop Dogg bundle on Call of Duty. Why is Warzone is just like scuffed Fortnite when it comes to
Yeah.
these like metaverse is Fortnite a metaverse? What's a
No.
metaverse? I don't know.
What is a metaverse?
What
It's a
the
good
fuck is a
question.
metaverse?
I wish I knew.
So Snoop Dogg, you can play as Snoop Dogg in Call of Duty Warzone. Like, you see all these crossovers in Fortnite. It's always like Warzone has like Snoop Dogg and Rambo, and it's just like, okay. Back
Yeah.
for Blood got the Tunnels of Terror expansion. I've recently been playing Back for Blood recently. I don't think I'm gonna do a tangerine on it because I don't care. About
Okay,
talking about
right.
it, but I thought I'd briefly mention it here. So it's an expansion that you pay for, but it's not a campaign. It's just when you get to the end of the level, instead of going to the end of the level, you can go into a hive and fight stuff. And it says it was locked off, but I was playing with my friends and we were able to go into the hives and do this content. So it's like 12 quid or something. It's not worth
What?
it at all.
Why is it so expensive?
Because they needed a reason for people who bought the ultimate £80 edition of Back for
Oh,
Blood to
it's
be like,
okay,
yes,
right.
I'm getting my money's worth from this fucking Warner Brothers shit. Oh,
Right, that
we're
makes
gonna be
sense.
talking more about really dumb fucking pricing on video games because we're gonna be talking about Sonic Origins in a bit. But
Okay.
I think it adds a couple of characters. So I played through the entire Back for Blood campaign because I enjoyed playing the beta, but I had a lot of issues with it. It was not like Left 4 Dead. It was not as good as Left 4 Dead in a lot of ways. Um, but I got it in the Ukraine Humble Bundle with a couple of friends. And I was like, I'd be interested to just play through the campaign once, just on the recruit easy difficulty, just to see what it's like, right?
Yeah.
And it was some of the levels were fine, and then some of them. The problem is they reuse levels a lot of the time. They copy paste so much shit in this game,
Oh,
and then they
really?
have the audacity to release DLC that has got no more campaigns in it. Why didn't you launch the game with like mod support so people could make their own levels? Oh wait, because you want to
Oh,
charge money for
money.
DLC.
Oh, you knew the answer already. Okay. Yeah, it's unfortunate.
like,
Could be
like,
so good.
like, I'd recommend. Like, I would recommend if you have the bundle, just play it through on normal with some friends. It's like 8 hours or so of content. It's fine, but like, I don't recommend touching the game after that point. Like, if you can get this really cheap on sale, maybe play Back for Blood if you just want to chill. Just play it on easy difficulty and just chill like it's Left 4 Dead. But I can't recommend just putting time into this game and trying to unlock skins and stuff like that because it's not that good.
Yeah,
I might replay
that's
through it
unfortunate.
again because I played it with three friends, but I didn't play it with Vietnam Wade because he's really busy as well at the moment, and Maybe I'll go back and play some of the levels on a higher difficulty with him. But yeah, that's that. Let's talk about something interesting. Super Kiwi 64 looks really good. It's like a Nintendo 64 style platformer released today.
Okay.
Because I was you know, I'm a big fan of like 3D platformer collectathon
Yeah.
games, and I was thinking, and I was like, when was the last like 3D platformer game I played that actually came out, or is like an original product that came out recently? And I was struggling because I played the Spyro Reignite trilogy. And I'm like, that was amazing, but it's a remake. Um, then there's A Hat in Time, but that was back in 2016.
Yeah, that's a while ago now,
There's
isn't it? Jesus.
Ukulele and the Impossible Lair, which I think is an amazing game, and it is sort of an original IP, but it's also sort of all of the devs from Rare, um, which I guess counts. But then because the other one I thought of was Hellpie, but that game's not even out yet. That was just a demo. Like, I think we do need
Right.
more 3D platformers, like full
Oh yeah,
length.
yeah, 100%, hundred
Because
percent.
I love these games so much. Like, I fucking love like the Impossible Lair and Spyro and stuff like that. That was so much fun playing through that. I love these sort of games, but we just don't have enough of them. I think
It
recently,
is like so satisfying, isn't it? Like
hmm.
the feel of like collecting stuff and like I see it just like following past like
Oh,
get
sorry,
small
Tony. I was
rewards.
playing a 3D platformer recently. I was playing Sonic Generations.
Okay.
That's not a new
I
one
guess that
either. No, it doesn't count. Um,
doesn't count and it's not
I
new.
think this. Someone point out this guy makes a lot of like small little platformer games. They're quite short, but it's coming to Switch as well, so that could be something to check out. Looks like super fun. I've got Slayers X, Terminal Aftermath, Vengeance of the Slayer. I mean, it's quite a long title on this one. We've got the reveal trailer. It's the same publisher as Hypnospace Outlaw. Like it seems like it's like I don't know if you've seen the game Hypnospace Outlaw, but it's like a point and
No.
click game based on like really old like 90s style computing sort of thing.
Right.
But this is taking that sort of
Oh,
style
look at
and
that
adding
chin.
it to like a boomer shooter, which I'm a big fan of. Um,
Yeah.
I've been playing stuff recently. I've been playing Thief from 1998 recently. I've been
Really?
Yes, I don't know. I was literally playing it today. I've been playing the original Thief from 1998. Thief Gold, which
Yeah.
was released a year later than the Dark Project, but it adds 3 more missions from the original. I've been playing. I played through the entirety of Doom 1. Today, I saw a post on Twitter which turned Doom 2 into a platformer, and I was just playing that. Like,
Okay.
I've been playing a
Does
lot
that
of.
work?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay.
It's like a 3D platformer collectathon. It's called like Golden Year or something. What it was called. I didn't record any gameplay, but I'll make a video on it.
Okay.
Doom the Golden Souls 3. I was playing a demo of that through itch.io, which is really, really fun. Running it through GZ Doom. Yeah, I love boomer shooters. I want more of them. They're really cool. Next up, Hyperlight Breaker. It's Hyperlight Drifter, same developer, but 3D this time. And it's going to be it's coming to Steam Early Access, and it's coming spring 2023.
Okay.
Let's give it gameplay.
Yes.
I think it's just a cinematic trailer. I don't know if we get any actual gameplay, but it's like if you like Hyperlight Drifter and you were like, I wish this was 3D. Well, here you are. I have not played Hyperlight Drifter, but I want to play it at some point. But my backlog
Yeah.
is fucking massive. I can't. Well, it's nowhere near as big as yours, Tony. But you also don't play games, so
Yeah. I'm a bit of a collector.
you like to collect. You don't want to take them out the box and lose the value of the game.
Yeah, I don't want to peel the sticker off. I don't want to take the wrapping off. I don't want to ruin the
Oh, we
box.
got
Yeah.
for the longest time. Me and my friend Matt. So my friend Matt's like a huge Warhammer fan, and
Yeah.
he wants me to get more into Warhammer, and I'm like, okay, I'll play the good Warhammer games because I've been playing like Space Marine. I really loved Vermintide. I
Yeah.
thought the atmosphere and stuff of Space Hulk was really good, but the game really sucks.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Um,
The atmosphere is perfect.
so I was really excited to play Darktide, which is basically Vermintide 2, but I don't know all the lore. It's basically like a shooting version of that. And I was like, oh, they've got a new trailer for it that shows absolutely nothing, but it has the release date now. So that's why I put this in
Wait,
here. So
what? It does show nothing. What?
it shows like almost nothing. It's coming September 13th, 2022. So we've got a release date for the game at least. So my hope is hopefully it holds up to the standards Fat Shark is set with Vermintide 2, but with Fat Shark they like to put in like too much monetization sometimes if Vermintide 2 is anything to go by, so we'll have to see how this turns out. Oh, this was like a big one. So this was announced on April 1st. There's a new Monkey Island game coming. Coming 2022. I don't know if you've ever played Monkey Island. It's a
I
famous
can't
game.
say I have,
I've never
but
played Monkey Island and probably
I
will never play Monkey Island because I don't like.
I
I hate point and click games.
I feel like it's the only point and click worth playing personally.
Um,
But that's fair.
so
It isn't the best
the
one.
guy who made Monkey Island, he said, um, Ron Gilbert, he said he would only ever announce another Monkey Island game if he announced it on April Fools, which he did. He also said he would never make another game from an IP he didn't own the rights to because he was tired of making games for other people. But it's being published by Devolver, so maybe the idea is Devolver is giving him way more creative license over what he does.
Wait, the comment here is that you have no idea how long it is to keep this a secret for 2 years. What?
There it is. Because it's also still Lucasfilm Games, right? I think because they own the rights to Monkey Island.
Yeah, they have the they own the rights. At least I thought they did.
Next up we have Lego Builder's Journey Creative Mode trailer. So one of the things that it was with Lego Builder's Journey is you build paths, but you don't really build your own stuff. You sort of have to follow like a set pattern of what you build. And looking at like some of the newer Lego games where you can build your own stuff with physics, I'm always like, yeah, it looks cool, but it doesn't look as good as Ray Trace Lego. Like Ray Trace Lego spoiled me for Lego now. And,
I still like the old stuff. You don't need ray tracing Lego in my opinion, but ray tracing Lego is very good.
I mean, the new Lego Skywalker game looks really good. I was talking more about the helicopter game that they announced. You know what I'm talking about. I think this new creative mode does look really cool, and the game is quite short, so adding a mode like this is a pretty cool idea.
Yeah. I guess it's still quite small levels and things you can build. It's not like a massive sandbox.
It seems like
it's still really good.
Still a little bit restricted. Like it's not going to be as expansive as other Lego games. So you can just. What's that game you played? Was it Lego Worlds?
The one. Yeah, Lego Worlds is like a full blown. It's basically Minecraft Lego. That's really what it is. Yeah.
You said you wanted to do some Lego stuff recently, didn't you?
Yeah, I wanted to like design I was like thinking like, oh, I want to like design like this like a building, and it's like wait, I can like there's a program, it's like a Lego designing program you can build, and it's like I was
design your own Lego and then to build your own actual physical Lego.
Well, it allows you to plan out and like tells you what all the pieces you've used and like what you've designed. I was like, at first I was like, oh, I can like build it in Minecraft. It's like, but it's not. It's like I can't get it. It's like thin. It's like only huge blocks in Minecraft. It's like, oh, I could do other stuff. It's like, wait a minute, I can just design it in Lego.
You'll have to say.
I feel like what I want to design is just going to be like pieces. Trying to get all the pieces to actually build it in real life is going to be a massive pain. So I think it's just going to be like a project to keep it as. It's just gonna be like a virtual thing, I suppose. But I want to like design a building.
Match 3 FPS. I'm like, how the fuck does a match 3 FPS work? So the visuals and story look absolutely fucking god awful in this game. I hate the art style. It looks like a fucking Mafia City mobile game. That listening to the
Yeah.
story is cringe. It's awful. But I think if I could see like if the gameplay's good, maybe Macho could be an interesting game. How the fuck does a match 3 FPS work? Guys, it's the next Intellivision Amico. Also, I have sad news about the Intellivision Amico coming later. I'm still rooting for it though.
No.
I should have put this next one in the blunder section. Sonic Origins. Okay, it's not a full blunder, but it's okay. Let's go over the actual game and the good stuff about Sonic Origins. So,
Okay.
Sonic Mania came out a few years back, not that long ago, and was praised because it featured about 10 levels, and it was remastered by a really old Sonic modder who ported a bunch of the Sonic games to their mobile versions and took the old emulated versions and actually ran them in a new engine. And it has been confirmed that but that was 10 levels remastered and remade. It wasn't like just a straight up, remaster, like taking the games and then just letting you play through the entire games. It was like a selection of levels sort of thing, I think is the way made it. Origins is giving you the ability to play through Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic CD, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and Sonic 3 and Knuckles. And it's actually you'll be able to play as any character, I think, so you can play as Sonic, Knuckles, or Tails. And it's also using the retro engine from Sonic Mania. So the current version of these games on Steam, if you launch them, they will run an emulator basically, and you'll play an emulated version of them. But it's been confirmed that Sonic Origins is using the retro engine from Sonic Mania, which fans really love, and is like a really, really cool engine, and will be actual PC ports instead of the emulated versions, which is really, really cool. So this is coming June 23rd. But the problem that people had with this game was the pricing tiers. So this is the pricing tiers for the different versions of Sonic Origins, and it's giving me Ubisoft level.
Yeah, this is how Ubisoft does it.
The Ultimate Edition doesn't give you everything, and you have to go through these. Trying to figure out if I owned DLC for Assassin's Creed 4 was so confusing. I spent so long trying to figure out, I had to type codes into Ubisoft Connect, even though I had the game on Steam, to get the DLC through that. And then I couldn't figure out how to get it and launch it. And then by the time I'd finished Assassin's Creed 4, I was like, fuck this game. I wouldn't even want to play your fucking DLC, Ubisoft. Fuck you.
Yeah, we still need to do a video on that, right?
Yeah. We still need to talk about that pile of trash.
I'm so hyped to talk about that.
But anyway, so if you buy the game, you get the main game, which I'm glad to see you get the game if you...
Wait!
That's one of the features. You mean you don't get the game in some of these tiers.
I was going to ask, how did that work? But I guess the extras you pay for, I don't get it.
But the thing is, I think the reason the Digital Deluxe is missing certain tiers is because you only get these tiers if you pre-order. So if you pre-order the Digital Deluxe, you get everything. But if you don't, you miss the 100 bonus coins, the mirror mode, and the letterbox background, which is shit you don't need. I mean, honestly, if they're going to lock that behind a paywall, who the fuck cares?
Yeah.
But they have the weirdest shit, camera controls over the main menu islands is a feature that you'll miss if you don't get the premium fun pack. What
does that mean? Wait, what's character animations in the main menu mean? What
the characters,
what does that mean?
Sonic will be going wagging his finger oh no.
But what happens if you don't get that? Is it just a static Sonic?
If you don't get the premium finger waggle
tier, T-posing.
Sonic, they just have a JPEG picture of Sonic on the main menu.
Right.
He's fucking I've been praising Sega recently because I think Sega's been doing really good stuff when it comes to PC ports and stuff like that.
Yeah.
What the fuck is the Sonic? What's going on with this stuff?
Yeah.
What is going? Okay. What the fuck's going on over at Sega team? Sonic team. Sega. What's going on right now? They've just cut all of the Sammy like Pachinko machines.
Yeah.
Which I find I still find it really, really funny that Sega literally owned a slot machine company, but Konami makes like so many slot machine games compared to Sega.
It's weird, isn't it? And Konami don't make real games anymore.
They were pointing out on Digital Foundry that there's rumors about a Metal Gear Solid like PC remaster coming of the of the HD like original games, and they were saying like how Konami made in one of their slot machines they have like a weird port of Metal Gear Solid at the top of the fucking gambling machine. So they've actually put in work to make like a port of Metal Gear Solid just for this gambling machine, but it doesn't exist as an actual game anywhere.
Right, that's really dumb.
Which is the most Konami thing you can do.
Yeah. Well, Konami is not a game publisher anymore. It's a gambling company.
I thought I'd mention this funny tweet from Devolver. They put out the handy guide for pre-ordering Track to Yomi. So if you pre-order the game on any platform, you get the game. That's a good feature to see. Full credits at the end.
Stunning visuals, you get that. You get that with the game.
Remarkable soundtrack, progressively complex combat, epic journey through Underworld, and back as a separate feature.
I feel like Devolver's marketing is always on point.
Yeah. Until it's not. I feel like I like Devolver a lot because they're like actually funny a lot of the time, and they don't do scummy business moves. But I feel like when it comes to companies, it's like a matter of time before.
Well, I think we talked about that when they're like going public, right? It was like they're gonna like be like to shareholders and things.
Guys, after the Monkey Island publishing, that's when things went sour. That was the real turn of the screw.
Yeah. Well, I guess it depends like who's in charge and at the top, and like who's actually in charge of them.
So we're 32 minutes in, and I'm on trailers. We're not even in quick news yet. Kingdom Hearts 4 has been announced. I don't care, but I thought you might.
Yeah, I mean, I care a little bit, but I got nothing to really say on it. I don't know.
Some people are complaining about how the game looks. That is what I heard in Digital Foundry. They didn't like how it looks.
It's not as cartoony?
I guess, yeah. You know what?
I guess it looks more
watching this, you know what I'm thinking? Immediately reminds me of like Ghostwire Tokyo watching this beginning.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I will say it does look odd. It doesn't remind me of other Kingdom Hearts games.
But like, I'm pretty anti-Squeenix, so I'm not in any rush to.
Right. Well, their ports are going to be god awful, so.
Yeah, they're going to release a god awful PC port on Epic that's going to cost £1 million fucking pounds. So.
Yeah.
No point me getting into the fucking convoluted, complicated story that is Kingdom Hearts. But yeah.
I don't know. I feel like a lot of people like the characters and just like seeing them, but I don't know. Do we need to see cars?
Unfortunately, okay. I don't know if you know this, but DreamWorks was purchased by Disney.
What?
DreamWorks is now owned by Disney, but unfortunately, Shrek cannot be a Disney princess because, I think it was. I was going to say Ubisoft. Universal owns Shrek.
Oh, okay. Otherwise, he could be a princess.
I like how you type in who owns the right, and the first thing that comes up is who owns the rights to Shrek.
It's a hot topic right now.
So, Universal Pictures owns Shrek. DreamWorks doesn't. DreamWorks it maybe is separate from Universal. No, I don't know. It's guys. If you know who owns Shrek, leave a comment below. The YouTube video, and I'll get back to you if you know who owns Shrek. It's like, what was the thing we were talking about? Who owns Pokemon?
Oh yeah. What was
I,
it?
I wanted to make a meme that I would play Kingdom Hearts 4 if it had Shrek in it, but I can't make that meme because they can't put Shrek in it unless they make some sort of like Spider-Man deal where they like
they'd
put him
have to
in
like
there.
get a. I have you Shrek as a princess though, otherwise I'm not playing.
Next up, we have Half-Life Alyx Mod Levitation. I want to mention before I click on it, it immediately has spoilers for Half-Life Alyx. So if you have not seen Half-Life Alyx and
I
you're
won't
like,
watch then.
yeah, well, if you don't, if you're like, oh, I haven't played Half-Life Alyx, but I'd be interested to watch a mod about it. It carries it. Look away now. It carries on right at the end of Half-Life Alyx. I'm like, you could have given like a spoiler warning, but I guess if you're playing a mod that carries on from the campaign of Half-Life Alyx, you probably have played Half-Life Alyx, so
I would sort of spoilers because like that's not going to hurt anyone, and it might stop someone from being spoiled. But yeah,
I
that's
was
fair.
having lots of issues playing the last Half-Life Alyx mod I was trying. I was trying to play the Bioshock one that looked really, really good, and it kept fucking. I tried different versions, like I was constantly updating. I kept trying to play it, and it kept crashing constantly. Like I had
That
no issues
sucks.
with the chapter 1, but chapter 2 of Return to Rapture, I have not been able to get past the first level without just completely crashing. And I've tried like several times, and I like lowered all the settings, did all the things I suggested, but I haven't played it in weeks, so it's possible they fixed it, but I don't currently have my VR system, so if when I get that set up, I will try it again. But that's the thing with like new mods is sometimes they just won't work for like weeks or maybe even like there will just be huge flaws in them. So taper your expectations because I saw some articles posting about this and they were saying Half-Life Alyx now has a free DLC campaign. I'm like, it's a mod on the workshop. You cannot
Yeah.
clickbait this shit. Like,
No,
this is
that's
a
pretty
mod someone
scummy.
made. They put a lot of work into it. You know, it looks good. I was also excited for it to play it. Like, but it's not like it's 4 to 5 hours campaign, sure, but it's a mod. Has voice acting. It's set after the end of Alex, but um, just taper your expectations.
Yeah.
Oh, World of Warcraft had some announcements, and I was literally only know about them because I happened to be watching Asmongold's stream. That's the only reason that I'm talking about these. They're doing Wrath of the Lich King Classic. So
Right.
everyone was like, are they going to do Burning Crusade after WoW Classic? Yes. And everyone was like, are they going to do Wrath of the Lich King after Burning Crusade? Yes. Will they do Cataclysm? I don't know. Maybe. Find out
Will they just
next
make
week.
classic the current game? Maybe.
I think the only thing that I saw them talking about was in Wrath, they added Dungeon Finder right at the end of Wrath of the Lich King. So
Right.
some people were like, will they add Dungeon Finder to Wrath of the Lich King Classic? And they said basically people got really accustomed to making their own custom groups in Vanilla and Burning Crusade, so they want to keep that social aspect in the game. So they will not be
Right.
adding Dungeon Finder to Wrath of the Lich King Classic.
That's fair. Seems
And they
a
also
reasonable
announced
response.
a Dragonflight expansion for current WoW, and I think this is the most whelmed I've been for a WoW expansion. The
Swarmed.
most whelmed. It was like there was a stone dude, and he clicked a button, and then some dragons came, and I was like, okay. I did not play the previous expansion because I was a huge Warcraft fan, huge World of Warcraft fan and player. Um, and then I just completely fell out of love with the game when it came to BFA, and I was just like, you know what? I'm done. I'm sort of done with this. I'm sort of done with this. Like,
Yeah,
I
I don't really
didn't touch.
understand this at all.
I didn't touch Shadowland at all. And from like just seeing the brief stuff about the expansion, I just didn't see any reason to even go back and try it. And I don't really see any reason to go back and try this one. I mean, the main features of this one are adding dragon flying, which is a new way to mount, where you're not just flying on a normal mount. You're actually gonna like glide and
You mean the
gonna
Griffin from Guild
yeah,
Wars?
it's gonna be the Griffin from Guild Wars, and they're bringing back the talent system from like classic WoW instead of having like the new system that everybody hates, where you can actually put points in individual talents. Some people were
Right.
mentioning they added some stuff from Final Fantasy 14 and took some
Oh
other
my
stuff
god.
from other games. So
Side note, because I don't think you can see this, Joe.
yeah,
Dragonflight has 34,000 dislikes.
is that a lot?
Oh, well, it's only got 43,000 likes.
Oh, okay. Well, there it is.
So
The top comment on the video is, of all the expansions that come out, this one is definitely the most recent. That's one of the top comments on the video.
That's an
I think from
objective
what I've
review.
seen, like everyone was just like, this is a trailer for a video game that is coming out. It is
It doesn't
it is an
remind me
expansion
of
to
Warcraft.
Shadowlands. No, it doesn't at all. But the lore and the story of WoW has got so like power creep and convoluted that they just I don't know what the fuck's happening anymore. They
I
just
know.
yeah, I don't care. I was watching Asmongold's stream. I preferred it when he was playing Vampire Survivors, a game I've been playing recently that's really fun.
Yeah, fair enough.
And also, Tony, it's really fucking. It's like £2, and then it went on sale on like a flash sale for like 2 days, where it was like £1, and I'm like, well, I literally have no reason not to buy Vampire Survivors at this point because it is like
You
so
have to get it.
so cheap and it's so like highly regarded. Um, let's get into quick news, and hopefully I can go through this fast without turning this podcast into like a 2 hour long podcast. I've been playing Sonic Generations, and I've been modding Sonic Generations as well, which I will talk about in the Tangerine when I talk about Sonic Generations.
Okay.
But I've not been playing this mod. This mod has ported the entire Mario 64 moveset into Sonic Generations. So you can now play the entirety of Sonic Generations as Mario. Jumping, dashing,
Yeah, it's
wahooing.
impressive to me that they actually added it wasn't just like
Did
a
you
skin.
know that there's actually like a big modding scene for Sonic Generations?
I actually knew this a little bit. I've seen like small things that people doing stuff. I didn't know it was like a huge thing or anything though.
Because I think I showed you the video that Digital Foundry did a couple years ago about
Yes.
some of the mods you can get for Sonic Generations, and then just looking
Yeah.
more into it, there was like so many more mods for Sonic Generations. But there's stuff like you can get the game to run above 60 FPS, but then you have to every time you launch it, edit hex files and open cheat engine, and then I'm like, I'm not doing this shit. I'm just gonna play it at 60 FPS. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Because of the way the engine's made. But yeah, it's pretty interesting.
It
That
does look
mod is
good.
always...
It's very weird. Like it's very surreal to see Mario and Sonic stuff together.
And then Tony, that's the 2D sections, but Tony, we also have the 3D Sonic sections from Sonic
Okay.
Generations. Because it mixes from 2D to 3D
Yeah.
generations. I think it's like... I'm trying to think, was this the last good 3D Sonic game on the PC?
Didn't people not really like the 3D stuff from it though?
Yeah, but I think it's still some of the best 3D Sonic stuff
Okay,
on
fair
the
enough.
PC that
Fair
you can
enough.
play. Other than
Yeah.
like
Okay. I'll give you that
other
then.
than like Sonic, other than emulating Sonic Adventure, I think the Sonic Adventure on Steam is maybe a Dreamcast emulation. I'm not sure if it's a PC port or not. So I don't know if that counts. But
I
yeah,
don't know.
because like you can't play the best 3D Sonic game, Sonic 06, on Steam.
Yeah.
I think the only way
I'm gonna say is that Sonic 06 plays really like if you can find a way to play it, it runs really poorly with modern systems.
I think the only way to play
So
Sonic 06 is to use back compat on an Xbox One. I don't know if it's Series X can do it as well, but you might be
okay,
able to get back compat on this Series X or S as well.
that might be the better way of doing it because on PC it was a shit show.
There isn't a PC version of Sonic 06.
No, someone was trying to like emulate it, and it's like it just runs really poorly.
Anyway, quick news. Short Hike 99. So I don't know if you remember this game. It was like a relaxing game where you just go on a short hike, and basically
yeah.
the creator or I think I'm not sure. There's a multiplayer mod for it, where they've made it so you can play with 99 other people through the game, which is pretty cool. So I haven't played a Short Hike. It's on my list of games that I want to play eventually, and I think I got it for free on like Epic or Humble or something like that. So I think maybe if I get a couple of friends together, I'll try playing it in multiplayer. Maybe that might be an interesting way to play it. Although sometimes when you have these single player games and you play the multiplayer, they're worse. I.e., Superliminal is so much worse in multiplayer than it is single player. Club Penguin Rewritten, shut down by Disney, under investigation by the PIPCU. The website's been seized by the London police, Tony.
Oh no.
So,
why does Club Penguin never get? Oh.
I don't know if you know this, Tony, but Disney, they're quite litigious. Litigious? How do you say that word?
Yeah.
Litigatous?
They like to litigate.
They like to litigate a lot. They like to sue people. And it's kind of insane that Club Penguin Rewritten was going for as long as it did, hosting private servers after PewDiePie was forced to shut down Club Penguin.
I can't believe he did that.
That's a joke, because if you don't know, PewDiePie was in the same offices that Club Penguin were being run on, and he tried to break in and save Club Penguin servers. So, I looked a little bit more into this. Apparently, Club Penguin Rewritten, they recently made a decision to add advertisements to the website to support like running the servers and stuff like that. But that took them over the line of this is just emulation to Disney going, someone's making money off one of our IPs.
Which I guess has legal precedent at that point. So I think
the fact from going from emulation preservation to gaining revenue was probably the big factor where Disney went, we're not going to allow that.
And then they stepped in and maybe
seized the website.
Yeah, okay. That's unfortunate.
Apparently, Disney purchased Club Penguin in 2017 for $700 million. Jesus Christ.
They could have just not bothered.
But then they shut it down in 2017. I flipped the iceberg when they shut it down.
Yeah.
But didn't we do a video of me playing Club Penguin Rewritten? All I'm going to say is the very first episode of Spotlight was Toontown Rewritten, and I get Toontown Rewritten sweating right now. They're shaking in their boots after Club Penguin's been shut down again.
Yeah, but okay, I would say though that I would have if I thought they need to. I thought they should be shaking, but not like too much, because surely, if they were like suddenly going after like anyone like using old IPs, like Toontown would also have been attacked at the same time, because normally like they do these sort of things in batches. So
we'll have to see how this one. Speaking of preserving games, the 1999 classic FPS The Wheel of Time has been released on GOG, and it seems like our good friends over at Night Dive Studios are listed on the product page. It seems like they were helping out, and have done some work on helping this get up to date for modern systems. The promotional screens were still in 4:3. At least they were, but certain people. Seems like they've done like it may just be like a small like job to get it to run. It seems like environments in real 3D time, diverse weather effects, artifacts, multiplayer dynamic, single and local multiplayer up to 4 players. Like I don't think it's like a slave exhumed game.
Right.
Where they did like a massive Power Slave Exhumed, where they like completely took out the game and put it in their proprietary hex engine sort of thing.
Yeah.
But they probably just like fixed it up and got it to run more on modern systems. I think
Yeah.
I never heard of this game. Truth be told, I
Okay.
think it's like got more popular because of a TV series on Amazon recently.
Yeah,
So
there's
I don't know if
definitely.
that's related to this game, but it might be. So maybe that's the reason why they've like zhuzhed it up a bit. Also, Night Dive Studios. I don't know if you remember because they recently fixed up Power Slave, Quake, and they're still working on that remake of the original System
Oh
Shock.
yeah, Jesus, yeah, I
That
completely forgot that.
Kickstarter from 2016 where they raised
Mm-hmm.
$1.3 million. They said recently that the game is functionally ready. The PC
Okay.
version is pretty much done, and the reason that they're holding it back is because they want to release all the versions at the same time, and they're also releasing it on console. So that's the reason
Right.
it's not out yet. They said um, they originally made it in Unity, and then they had to switch to Unreal Engine because they said it's really hard to make a FPS run on consoles in Unity. They had to switch
Oh
over
right,
to Unreal Engine for
really?
consoles. Yes.
Right. I didn't even think about that, but yeah, I could see. Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
Next one, quickness we have. So official Minecraft Twitter says there are no plans for a ray tracing update for consoles in the future. So they had like a preview build that had ray tracing in it on the Series X consoles, and then people were like, "Oh, finally they're adding the ray tracing to the Series X consoles." But then they backtracked on it and saying that this was a mistake. I guess it was the same person who accidentally put advertisements in the File Explorer on Windows
Yeah.
11.
Yeah.
Whoops,
Oh no.
guys, that's not a feature that's ever coming out. Ignore that.
Hmm.
Um, maybe if they were going to maybe if they didn't want to add ray tracing or update the graphics, they shouldn't have shown it off on Series X 2 years ago.
That makes
This
sense.
is just like how they announced they were going to make the super duper graphics pack for the next gen console versions of Minecraft for the One X next gen console, which never came about. They just cancelled it. They were going to do like 4K enhanced Minecraft textures for the Xbox One, and then they're just like, fuck it, cancel it. And now they
Yeah, it's just too
accidentally
difficult
leaked
to
ray
implement.
tracing, which they could add ray tracing to the Series X. It has a fucking Radeon card, big Navi graphics. It could run the ray tracing version of Minecraft. They are Mojang, um, but just seems like they can't. Well, just seems like either they don't think there's enough interest, or they just won't put the resources into working on it.
Yeah, this was like maybe like harder than they thought to get
Mm.
run well, maybe.
Well, I
Yeah,
know
it's an
that
interesting.
I know like on the RTX Nvidia version of Minecraft, RTX the ray trace version of Minecraft was really heavy on PC, which you sort of needed DLSS to run it.
Yeah,
So maybe there was some testing with some TAU or maybe FSR 2.0 or something along those lines could get it to run. But yeah, maybe it's just too heavy. I mean, it's definitely going to be too heavy for the Series S, probably.
yeah,
So we'll have to see with that one. Oh, Microsoft is moving ahead with an Xbox Game Pass family plan, which I think is a good idea.
hmm,
So you can
very good idea.
now.
Yeah.
So
So to
someone
pricing?
point I love the article saying in one way the Xbox Game Pass isn't like Netflix is the lack of a family plan. Well, they're getting rid of their kind of like family plan with password sharing, yeah, but they do actually have a
Yeah,
family plan. So you'll be able to attach additional accounts to one subscription, which I think is a good idea.
yeah,
Um,
that's a very good idea. That's how Spotify does it as well. Like you can like attach multiple accounts to like one subscription,
yeah, because I think if you would,
and it's called Family Plan on that as well. So
Yeah, because I think if you're I think you could kind of do it now, but it was really awkward, or you would have to sign into the same Microsoft account, and
Oh, really? That's how there was a
I don't.
workaround, was
You
there?
may have been able to add like child accounts to it, but I'm not sure. To be honest,
Using like the Microsoft system, yeah, maybe.
I've never used. I used Game Pass once when it was in
Well,
beta,
I'm
so
gonna say is
and it
adding
was
child
awful back
accounts to a
then.
Microsoft thing has always been shit. So
Yeah. Um. Oh, Linus was complaining about like having his son on Games Pass
yeah,
and having to
I
like.
know his pain.
He said it
Well,
was
he probably knows
awful.
it more than I do, but oh god, it's awful.
Anyway, the only PlayStation Plus is launching in June with 700 plus games and more value than ever. So, Plus and PlayStation Now are merging together for a Game Pass competitor. There will be an extra. So basically, the current tier is PlayStation Now. PlayStation Plus and Now is like the base tier. Then there will be an extra tier which will add 400 PS4 and PS5 titles.
Oh
And
my
then
god.
there will be a premium tier which will add 300 PS3, PS1, and PS2 and PSP titles onto the service.
They've actually priced it correctly for the UK. Like normally we get completely okay.
Oh, you'd love to say.
But Europe's been fucked. But normally like we get fucked equally as Europe.
Oh, where it would be like $10 a month in the US, and it'll go £10 a month in the
Yeah, it's
UK.
like that's the same. No, it's not. No, it's not.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks like the $1 less than the €1 less than the dollar amount. That's not good for the euro. Like the euro is actually pretty decent
So
as
the
well right
PS4,
now.
PS5 files, I think you're going to be able to download to your system, and then
Yeah,
the PS3, PS1, PS2, PSP, they will be cloud streamed. Is how that's going to work.
yeah, because there's no the hard like I guess that the hardware's not like supported, right?
Yeah. So they will be cloud streamed from
I mean, it just goes to, like I just feel
emulators.
like maybe consoles should be made more like PCs. Then like you wouldn't have this like weird
I don't know if they'll be streaming.
hardware
Will they be
incompatibility.
cloud streaming from original hardware, or because
They might have
or
dedicated like hardware for it, yeah, or they
because
could be emulating it.
oh
Ooh,
yeah, I don't know if they emulate, because I know like with PS
ooh.
Now, if you played like a PS3 game, I think they just streamed it from a PS3 to
I
you.
okay,
I believe that's
Joe.
how it worked.
I would
Yeah.
assume they would use, if they could, physical hardware like in a server rack because then like it'd be like way more efficient to run and those costs in data centers are like quite big to run. So making that more efficient is like in their best interest.
So the base tier is £7 a month. Then the PS4, PS5 tier is £11, and then the old school console tier is cloud streaming is £13.50 a month. So not terrible, sort of like Netflix level, I would say.
Yeah,
A lot of
no,
these.
I'm okay with this
So how does
actually.
this work? Because you never needed PlayStation um, Plus if you were on PC, but you PlayStation Now was valuable to you on PC because you could stream the games that you didn't have access to. But
Well, isn't this the new version of that, but also with all the other stuff?
well, I would like to see them go, hey, we're going to actually make it much easier. We're going to improve the PC experience for people who just want to stream games
Yeah,
on PlayStation Now side. But that's
that would be
probably not going to
nice.
happen. But we'll see what
I
happens.
feel like if there's ever, I feel like once there's like a proper PC store of like their existing games, maybe, but
Well, in the news they were like Sony was looking to hire a new like head of PC ports or something like
yeah,
that. So and
maybe
again,
we're still waiting for them to like push and change
and
stuff on that front.
they've been offered like it was shown. I think it was shown in like the Apple v Epic lawsuit that Epic kept trying to offer them a bunch of money to make their games Epic exclusives, and
Really?
Sony
Oh.
was like no. They were just like no. We're just gonna release. We want to release them on Steam. We want to get money.
Uh, that's
No.
funny. Just-
Unreal Engine 5 has been officially released. You can load the Matrix Awakens city from the Matrix Awakens demo, so you can fully compile and play that. It is now out on PC, and it runs awfully. It is really hard to bench. I don't know if you've seen any videos about it. There's a couple of Digital videos on it, but it's impossible to benchmark where you can be running on like a fucking 3090 and be getting like, awful FPS.
It is just like really, really intensive. Like,
yes. But the thing is that
future tech.
It was running a lot better on the consoles. Like it was.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Yeah, on like lesser hardware, so it's like an optimization sort of issue.
Right. Fair enough. Okay, that's unfortunate.
Crystal Dynamics' next Tomb Raider is going to be built on Unreal Engine 5. They've announced. New Sony Studio Fire Sprite is making a AAA horror game in Unreal Engine 5's. And also, Epic Games has introduced Reality Scan app where you can
What?
you can now take like a video of a chair with your phone, and then it will
make
a high quality 3D model that you can immediately put into your game, which I think is a really cool idea.
Would like to see how high quality that is, but it's interesting.
Well, I think it's a really cool idea where if you're like an indie game developer, you're like, shit, I don't have like a model for a chair.
Yeah, there's no one that I can buy one really
I can just scan in a chair and then use that.
Yeah.
I think it's a really cool idea.
I do want to know like what you get out of that. I would be curious to know, but I guess that's...
Yeah, I would like to see some testing done with that.
Linus, you did the other
Linus
thing.
Tech Tips. You're a metahuman now.
Yeah, do it. I want to see.
Remedy Entertainment enters agreement with Rockstar Games for new Max Payne 1 and 2 remakes. So they're going to be standalone title, 1 plus 2. Developed for PS5, Xbox Series X, and PC using the Northlight engine, the engine from Control.
It's that one. Yeah, okay, right.
Budget has the same size as a typical Remedy AAA production. It's being financed by Rockstar Games, and it's currently at the concept development stage. This is it. So they're remastering Max Payne 1 and 2. Much loved old school shooter, so that'll be cool to see. I've never played a Max Payne game, so if it's a good remaster, I would love to see it. I hope it's more Remedy than Rockstar, given the current state of their remasters.
Yeah, let's hope.
We'll have
and it's in their engine, right? So like, I feel
it says it's being financed by Rockstar because Rockstar owns the rights to Max Payne. So
yeah. I assume Remedy asked to do it, not the other way around.
Next up we have the House of the Dead remake we were talking about previously. It's coming to PC as well. It has a Steam store page, which is really cool because I fucking love playing House of the Dead at the arcade. So being able to play it on PC is going to be really cool. I have Typing of the Dead as already on Steam. I wanted to play that, where you like type words to shoot people, which is like it was a little game inside the original House of the Dead. So that's really cool to see. A lot of people are pointing out it would make a lot more sense if this was in VR, because then you could actually use an actual physical controller to shoot I think people are pointing out there's a thing where you can take an arcade game and load it up in like a VR cabinet and then play it like an actual arcade machine would.
That'd be cool, yeah.
Like, that would be a good idea if they could get like a mod for this maybe or something like that. That'd be really cool to play through it. Like, have this running in an arcade cabinet and then be in VR, like playing it like an actual arcade cabinet shooter. Would be really cool. I feel like mouse and keyboard is not, like, mouse aiming is not going to be the same compared to like.
No, it won't be the same feeling.
The light gun feeling.
Yeah, VR would be pretty close to that though. Yeah.
Yeah, and also No More Heroes 3 is coming to PC. The new No More Heroes game that was on Switch. It had the Switch port was okay. It was like had a bit of performance issues, but I think that's more the Switch maybe. I mean, the people didn't like the PC port of the one they put on Steam recently because I think you could only play it with a controller. There was no like mouse and keyboard version. You had to use a controller to play it.
Interesting.
I'm not sure about the performance on that one. Let's talk about the Blunders section. Wendy's opening a metaverse hamburger shop in Horizon Worlds. I could have put anything with the word metaverse in the Blunders section.
Yeah.
That's true, past me.
Yeah.
Vizio TVs are now showing banner ads over live TV. Do you need any more reasons not to buy a Vizio TV? Here's one.
Oh, those are like cheap smart TVs, right?
Yeah, I believe
So
so.
that's how they're making them at cost, and they're now like pumping ads
Tony,
into.
do you like seeing ads over the content you paid for? Netflix thinks so. Netflix is adding officially announced is adding commercials to Netflix, and
All I'm gonna say,
the fucking
that place is pissing me off.
So the fucking Netflix even gone out and said it's a good choice for it's pro consumer choice because if you want to pay more to not get ads, you can. But if you don't,
I already was. It's called a subscription.
If you wanted to, if you don't mind watching ads, you can pay less.
It's so dumb. Okay. So what they're saying is we're gonna have the Sky system where you pay for subscription but still have adverts. That sounds fantastically awful. And then I also won't be able to share my account to someone not inside my household.
Then we talked
Why? Why is it locked to a household? Who cares? Just make it a family thing like Spotify.
We talked about
Xbox.
We talked about previously how Netflix is trying to crack down on password sharing between households.
Yeah. So dumb.
If you don't know, recently Netflix has lost I think it's 30 or 40% of its subscriber base, something like that. It's
the first time they've lost subscriber base, I think, ever.
Its stock price is tanking as well as a result.
Yeah.
And they're basically gone, panic button.
Their panic button is to make it worse and lose even more subscribers. Because you can't account share, you just go, I won't have it then.
Have you also heard that they were doing lots of really cool animation stuff? They've completely cut. They've basically cancelled all of their animation stuff in works at Netflix.
For fuck's sake! So what is the point of Netflix now then?
For me, it's a Star Trek watching device.
Okay, but when CBS goes to internationally, what's the point of Netflix?
I watched Squid Game on there.
Right.
Squid Game 2.
Squid Game 2. Witcher 3?
Yeah, I watched The Witcher I watched Better Call Saul.
Okay.
But it's the final season, so I don't need to watch it soon.
Yeah. Honestly, okay. So interestingly, BBC Radio 1 News talks about this it's this week just gone, right? This news came out. They went out and interviewed people, and they were like, yeah, a lot of people in the street were like, yeah, we're just gonna we might just not subscribe to Netflix constantly and only subscribe when they have stuff we want to watch.
I don't know how it's going to work. I don't think we have the full. We don't know the pricing right now, but
no, because at the moment it's just the people at the top being scared shitless and just saying stuff, right?
They said they want to roll this stuff out over the next year or two. So I think because I use my dad's Netflix, which I am in the same household as, but he pays for because you have to pay for a separate tier if you have 4K.
Yeah.
Will that just become the premium ad-free tier? We will not.
No, you have to pay more on top of that to get 4K.
I want 4K, but I also want to watch ads.
I see. Right.
I don't know. I guess maybe they'll just have Netflix ads where you can, which will probably just be the current bottom tier will just become the ad tier.
Yeah, but the current bottom tier is not it's not cheap though.
No, it's not. They've raised the price everywhere, and then premium tier will be ad free, and then also will be 4K. That's what I assume is going to happen.
Yeah, that's what I'd assume. Joe, you're forgetting the other tier. There's a tier above that you can pay extra to have cross-household account sharing.
Wow, what a great feature that they're going to add the ability to use. The CEO,
I think that's really dumb.
I don't know, the problem with Netflix is they released a service that was too good. And now they either have to make it worse or get
I
more
don't think that's
subscribers.
the. I don't think that's the problem. I think what's happened is they've had for the last like I think 4 years now had this hard line of like we need to have like their business model never made sense. Like it was always we need to reach
But
like
it
a
happen
billion users to like make it make sense.
it happens all the time. Like I use LastPass as my password manager because
Yeah,
and I used it because it gave you so much. You could just take the free tier and you got it on your computer on your phone. It was really really good, and nobody was buying premium because the service was too
yeah,
good. So they were like, "Fuck, we have to make it worse now so that people
yeah.
actually
But
buy the
Netflix at
premium
least
tier."
had. But that's like a free thing that was making no money. Like there's no free Netflix. Like there was still like the base tier that made them
But
money.
like Xbox Game Pass is really good right now and it's really cheap and I would recommend
Yeah.
buying it to most people. But
Will it
there's
always
gonna
stay like that though?
there's gonna cut. I'm saying there's gonna come a point when they go, oh, this service is too good. Let's make it
Mm,
more expensive slash make it worse slash both.
yeah.
Um, so
I just think Netflix. I don't think it's necessarily like a too good problem. I think it's just really bad decisions to make it, and then now, which now are then forcing them to make it worse. So I feel like they could have just been like pumping out good shows, kept their subscribers, like keeping it competitive. But instead, they were like, "No, we're going to spend all our money on trying to get more users in because that's the only way we're going to make more money." It's like, okay,
yeah,
but I
I
don't think
mean,
that's going to work. And I was right; it didn't work. They're now losing subscribers. I think that now I'm going to lose more if they actually like implement this all of these things they want to implement.
they're getting scared because there's like I think it's like 140 million people are subscribed to Disney Plus, and Disney Plus has no content. So I don't
Well, it's
know
got more content now, but yeah, it's a lot less.
what's the content on Disney Plus. It's like Star Wars
Well, no, but
and
they
all the
keep
Disney
slowly
films.
adding. They keep well, yeah, they keep slowly adding like all the stuff, and there's like Disney series they have apparently. But like I have seen like that they do have some stuff on there, but yeah, it's nowhere near as like big as the library as Netflix has.
Oh look, 130 million right now, I believe. Disney Plus. I think that's what's got them scared. They're like, shit, people
Hmm.
are watching Disney Plus instead.
Well, I think what they're scared is that they haven't been making money for a very long time, and they needed more subscribers to make money, and then they just lost a ton of subscribers.
But Tony,
I think that's why they're really scared.
Tony, you either die a hero or you become Blockbuster. That's what I have to say
It's
about this. Let's go into tech news. The Trump
yeah,
tariff on China has been removed, meaning graphics cards could be cheaper. It seems like graphic card prices are going down, and are
yeah.
actually
They're getting
getting.
closer and closer to MSRP,
Yep,
right? They're like actually.
more and more cards are in stock. More and more cards are cheaper. Some
So I
are
like,
actually on sales. There's some like bundle
yeah.
deals.
So
So
I
this
like
is
going in this country. This is like per different country, but in this country, scan is pretty good. They never scalped. They never had like increased prices,
yeah.
and they always tell you if they're actually in stock or not. So yeah, scan is like a good indication of things like coming back to normal.
I personally use Scan. I can test it. But so the reason is it's because the tariff is gone, even though some of the graphics cards weren't affected by this. They just like preemptively increased their prices, and to other markets as well, including Europe.
Right.
But since this is going away, they're now saying, well, now we can finally make graphics cards cheaper for you guys. It was all this
I
political
thought
problem.
I thought it affected power supplies more than graphics cards, like these tariffs.
Maybe it does, yeah. But it there was a crypto being banned in China, and then also people realizing it's a scam is also a big factor.
Yeah, thank God people are pulling
Um,
out.
I, yeah, a lot of people are
We're
pulling out quickly.
anti-crypto here. I don't know if
What? Are you
I
not
don't know
getting
if
the
we got
Peter
this thing.
Molyneux NFT?
No, fuck. I
Are you
like
not?
the
Are you
idea
not?
of their game until the NFTs.
Yeah. Let's just Intel Sex backwards AI upscaling won't be available until sometime in early summer. And
Right, that's
what
unfortunate.
yeah,
Well,
so
I mean, summer's not too far away,
one
to be
of
fair.
Intel's Arc's GPU's biggest feature will not be available at launch, which is
Do
kind
you
of
ever get this
disappointing.
impression, Joe, that they're rushing this card out?
No.
No, no.
And
Okay.
I wrote a funny comment here. I wanted to enter the Matrix with the Matrix cores. That's a
Yeah, there
really
it
funny
is.
joke if you understand how the Intel AI upscaling works. They use things
Yeah.
called Matrix cores. Anyway, VR news. Phasmophobia VR overhaul came out, and I haven't been able to play it at all. My friends keep saying to me, "You want to play some Phasmo? The update's out." And I'm like, "I'm not playing Phasmo until the VR update's out." And now it's out, and I can't play it. And I'm like, "Shit! I need to."
Yeah.
I love Phasmophobia VR, but it was like an awful VR experience. Well, it's not awful, but it's like it's super
Basic.
outdated and
Yeah.
basic compared to other VR experiences. So I really wanted to get back in there and see if they've like improved it because it's a really really fun game to play in VR. But yeah, that's out now. So as soon as I get back in VR, I will test that out. uh, Walkabout Mini Golf is getting a course based on Myst this fall. That was one of the collaborations they announced. Another one. There was another one they announced, wasn't there? Walkabout Mini. Oh, was it Labyrinth that they announced as well? They've started to do lots of
What?
collaboration. Yeah,
That's insane. Okay.
we talked about it
What?
previously. And
Yeah.
also, they just did an update recently where they now have the Welcome Island update. So if you don't know, in the main menu of Walk Mini Golf, you sort of walk around. There's like this little tiki hut, and you select like it's like the options menu. You select what ball you want, what golf club you want to use, right? Um, it always annoyed me you couldn't move around much in that. Um, but now they've actually redesigned that area into like a welcome island. So when you go into the main menu, you can then go to like a driving range mini game. There's an expansive putting practice area. They now have
Okay.
the ability to pick up the ball and throw it. There's a raft ride. There's a pool lounge. There's vacation themed avatar hats, and more quality of life options that have come in this update. So that's pretty cool. Not letting me full screen this embedded video.
Yeah,
Anti-lag.
sometimes that happens.
Yeah. There's a 38-hole putting green been added.
That's too many holes.
It's a putting green though. It's not an actual full golf course.
Too many
But
holes.
this is something that was missing for a long time. There wasn't like a driving range where you could just hit balls. There wasn't like areas where you could just chill with your friends and stuff like that. It's now the metaverse, guys. The metaverse is in. I still love Walkabout Mini Golf. It's still the best VR golf game. It's still just one of the best VR games. It's like a really chill, cool game. So yeah, check that out. I love supporting these
It
guys.
looks great.
Whenever they come out with their new golf courses, I always pick them up and play them because they're cheap and they help support the devs. So, so this was a little confusing. The Oculus version of Green Hell VR has been released.
Okay.
Uh,
But only the Oculus version.
but only the Oculus Quest version. So apparently the Quest version is like a streamlined version of the game. That's
Okay.
like cut down, which from the demo I played that was like a cut down version of the full game, I preferred it. I was like,
Oh, right, really?
they're not like I preferred a more linear, like straightforward game. But apparently, so this is going to be one version of Green Hell VR for the Quest, because obviously you couldn't run the entire game in the Quest. But then there's also going to be a full, more open version for the PC version of Green Hell VR. So interesting that they're kind of making two versions of Green Hell in VR. We'll have to see how that turns out. I'll talk about it further when they both come out and I can do a comparison and talk about the different versions. But yeah, choice. Long defunct Half-Life 2 VR mod comes back showing off a new process. So we have manual reloading and ladder climbing in the the VR version of Half-Life 2, this mod, and also we've got new gameplay footage again showing the gravity gun working in VR. It looks really fun. I'd be excited to, when this mod is finished, play through like a extensive VR mod. Like the early VR versions of Half-Life 2 were pretty bad, where it was like a motion sickness, like fucking simulator where it didn't have hand track VR. You just put on the headset and then you just walked around with the keyboard. Like early VR.
Right, yeah.
But then awful. This would actually have hand track VR. Actually be able to use like physics and stuff inside VR. You also get to drive in VR, which I always find an interesting experience when you're standing up, because I've talked about this before, playing LA Noire VR, driving up, standing up, going dude up, and just driving around. Yeah. I love that. That was so much fun. The non-VR version of Demio has launched, so you can now play that.
I read that's Denuvo.
Denuvo has launched.
No VR launch.
Let's move on to business news. Steam payments suspended for Ukrainian developers, but Valve says it's for technical reasons. So apparently,
okay. What?
This past week, this is a quote. This past week, our bank notified us they will begin requiring that we provide intermediary bank information for all wire payments to accounts in Russia and Ukraine. It reads, in addition, they will no longer be allowing payments to Belarus.
Well, they're kind of puppet Russia right now. So.
As Valve was to resolve this issue, it confirms that payments to affected accounts will not be available to the end of March. Developers must either wait for Valve to complete their work or change payment instructions to a bank outside of Ukraine, Russia, or Belarus. Rest assured, if there are any outstanding balances in your account, they will be paid as soon as they can be sent. Valve confirms this is a very frustrating situation. We hope to find the resolution soon. So, it seems like this is affecting you. The sanctions are affecting like Ukrainian developers.
It sounds like a banking problem. Like, maybe that's. I don't understand that one at all.
But hopefully,
I understand like Russia and Belarus. Like a lot of sanctions hit both of them equally. So. But I don't understand why Ukraine is also in there.
Thank too much. Also, we have, I don't know if you know this, but the developers of Loop Hero are Russian.
Oh, right.
And the developers have been telling players to just pirate their game in Russia. Because I should mention, they're saying pirate their game in Russia.
If you're Russia, do it. Don't.
Yeah.
If you can afford it, I guess don't.
But yeah, because of the sanctions, it's been hard for them to get copies of the game in Russia. So they're saying like all the Russian fans of Loop Hero to pirate the game instead, because it's the only way that they'll actually be able to play the game. I think that's the Russian strategy right now. Is just they were trying to set up like their own like pirate video game business now that they've been sanctioned off. And Devolver, the publisher of Loop Hero, says it fully supports Loop Hero Studios as it encourages piracy in sanctioned countries. Steam can't sell the game in Russia, so buyers should help raise the pirate flag.
I guess that makes sense. I assume Loop Hero devs don't support the invasion of Ukraine.
Devolver said they were alerted of the statement ahead of time and 100% behind the devs. They did exactly the same thing when Devolver did exactly the same thing when Hotline Miami 2 was banned in Australia.
Oh, really? Okay.
So when the game was banned in Australia, Devolver was like, "Yeah, just pirate the game if you can't get it legally in Australia." Because if you don't know, like we talked about this before, but like, if you have any like, they're big on like they're big anti-drug use. If you have like any drug usage in your game, it usually gets banned in Australia.
Yeah.
So they don't understand the difference between video game drug usage and real life.
Wait, you're telling me video game drugs aren't the same as real life drugs? But if I play a video game that tells me to take drugs, I'm going to immediately take those drugs.
I believe Hotline Miami 2 was a different one. It was visual depiction of implied sexual violence. Was the why it was denied in Australia back in 20. Articles updated, and I think they went back on the decision. They allowed it. Well, speaking about going back in the decision and allowing it, RimWorld has now been unbanned in Australia.
Okay.
So we talked about this on a previous episode. Australian hates any games with drug usage in them. So now RimWorld is no longer banned, but it now has an R18 plus for.
I think that
with
makes
the
sense.
consumer advice, high impact themes and drug use.
Yeah, that's fair.
But just the idea is that your colonists in the game can consume drugs and become addicted to them, and that's part of the simulation.
They also have like problems and like things can get out of hand. So yeah.
But that's part of a game, and I don't think it would impact a real person.
It's not in the like 'cause you're not playing a single character, right? Like you're like looking after people, but maybe that's sort of I don't know. It's at least it's allowed. Like I don't have a problem as long as it has a proper rating and it's allowed to be bought. But yeah, it seems a bit.
Yeah,
odd.
I think it's like I'd rather them not just outright ban games, but rather say, hey, we're going to limit.
These are what's in it.
This is what we think is wrong with this game. Here's a limit on the age of someone who can purchase the game.
Yeah, but once you're an adult, there shouldn't be any limit other than like unless like
Yeah.
you've got like a guardian or something. But other than that, like if you're in charge of your own self, you should be allowed to know what's in the game, I guess. But other than that, you can buy what you want. Right?
Gearbox has acquired Lost Boys Interactive. If you don't know, Lost Boys Interactive, they co-developed Tiny Tina's Wonderland. It seems like they're just gone, oh, you did a good job on Tiny Tina's Wonderland.
Well, I feel like it sold really well.
They're adding more than 200 people to its staff. So they co-developed Tiny Tina's Wonderland, and in the past they helped with on COD and PUBG. So that's where the developers have their.
Yeah, interesting.
Apparently, Tiny Tina's Wonderland's just released DLC, and it's like people think it's one of the worst DLCs in history. It's like really, really bad.
Really? Okay. Well, it is like way too soon for DLC. So.
There was like rumors of them making another Tales from Borderlands games, and everyone was saying like how, they Tales from the Borderlands game, like the Telltale game, is actually a really good like story game, but they just don't trust the writing anymore after Borderlands 3, which I agree with. Like I hated the writing, and when I played through a bit of Borderlands 3 when it was on free weekend, I was like, it was so cringy.
It's not nuanced at all. It's not. Yeah, it's just like shouty.
Yeah.
Shouty, funny, random lol sort of stuff, right? It's just like, yeah, it wasn't as...
Sony and Nintendo to update subscription guidelines after being forced to due to changes in the law similar to Microsoft. They were trying to... Nintendo and Sony were trying to like, we're going to update our subscriber guidelines in order to help consumers. It's like, no, you literally had to do this because of the previous story we talked about what happened with Game Pass subscribers in Microsoft. Meaning that you have to clearly display information on memberships, including the price and how to cancel it and how to get a refund.
Wow, these Nintendo guys seem really nice.
Yeah.
For doing something legally required, they didn't do it earlier.
Delays, cancellation, announcements. Transformers Beyond Reality VR game delayed indefinitely. So no idea when that will come back. Maybe they up on that. E3 2022 is completely cancelled. The digital version
just
included.
Cancel E3.
There will be no like digital version, but there'll probably just be all of the people who would have been at E3 will just host their own shows online. The PC gaming show will return in June 12th. So E3 or not, the PC gaming show will go. I'm so like
will it be as bad as last year?
I'm so half and half on the PC show because sometimes I'm like, yeah, it was really good this year.
Yeah.
They just showed off a bunch of trailers, and then half the year I'm like, God, please end this. It's Star Trek.
Last year's one was god awful.
I should have put this earlier, but it's also delay. Well, The Witcher 3 remaster's been delayed, and this is due to sanctions. Basically, CD Projekt Red is a Polish-based company, and I don't know if you know this, but the people working on the remaster of Witcher 3: The Wild Hunt were Saber Interactive's Russian branch.
Oh god, no. Oh
So
no.
CD Projekt Red has decided that they're going to basically delay The Witcher 3 Enhanced Edition, and they're moving it to their internal developers instead, so it will come out at a later
Oh
date.
dear.
Yeah.
These sanctions are pretty rough. Understandable, but pretty rough.
Yeah, because I think Saber is like, because they have like, I think Saber has like a Swedish company, like Swedish branch. They have lots of different studios all over the place, but I think it was specifically their Russian guys over at Saber that were working on this enhanced
I
edition.
guess they can't pay them, and like they're being told they can't work with foreign
Yeah.
companies. Yeah, I actually blame the Russian government more than anything else, because like they probably could have still worked if it wasn't for Russia
Oh,
closing
Tony,
down their
you're gonna be really,
internet.
you're gonna be really sad to hear this. The MMO Terra developers have ceased work on Terra, and the servers will deactivate on the 30th of June this year,
That is
2022.
not much room to. That's like really short notice.
Has anyone played
Huh.
Terra?
I don't know.
Wait, the
It was
developers of
definitely
Terra, Bluehole? Bluehole made Terra?
yeah, I think so.
The people who made
It's been dying for
PUBG?
years though.
Who was the people who did the Demon Souls game? Blue Point. Yeah, they were called Blue.
Oh, Blue Point. Okay.
So then we'll go on to main news. So of course, I talked about before. April 1st happened. So one I saw was like someone was like, I made a mod that added ray tracing to Doom, and I was like, haha, that's a funny joke. This guy's pretending that he added ray tracing to Doom. I was like, it's April 1st, and then there was a download link, and I was like, well, I'll just download the Doom WAD from Steam, and I'll run your mod, and I'm like, there's no way this is actually gonna work. And then I ran it. I was like, holy shit, this is real. You can play through the entirety of Doom 1 with ray tracing, and it's fucking awesome. I sat down and I was like, I'll play this for 20 minutes because I loved it. Doom's one of the first games I ever played. I played it like so many times as a kid, and I was like, I'll sit down and play for 20 minutes. I sat down, Tony. I played the entirety of Doom, all 4 campaigns.
Is that good?
Yes, I fucking love Doom. I'm really excited. I think I said earlier I was literally playing a Doom 2 mod that turns into a 3D platformer. I think because I never talked about this podcast before, but I have like a wheel of games that I spin, and it's got like a bunch of random games on it. The next boomer shooter I'm playing, I'm gonna play the Quake remaster from Night Dive. I really want to check that out because I never played Quake.
Oh right.
So I think Quake's gonna be the next one I play. But man, playing it was really fun. I think maybe we'll do a Tangerine on Ray Trace Doom because it looks freaking awesome.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
It's real, guys. It's real. Next up we have. Oh, so I'm just gonna quick. So that was a real one. And I was like, oh, it's actually a cool product that came out on April 1st. Next up we had Among Us had a mode where everyone was a horse. I thought that was kind of funny. There was like a 1-day joke that actually slightly changed the game, which is more than like just releasing a text blog post that's like a fake news sort of thing. Because I prefer, even if it's like a small thing, if you're like, hey, 1 day a year, we're just gonna change the way the game works. Just to give people like an interesting like gameplay experience, or just like a cosmetic experience, just for 1 day, I think is always interesting.
Yeah.
Guild Wars 2, Lion's Arch has gone to the dogs. They've replaced all the lions with dogs. Have they done this before?
They've done. It wasn't dogs. They've done.
Was it Quaggons, or is that just the actual game? They just been taken over by Quaggons.
I don't.
Didn't they?
You mean like the?
They remade the original Lion's Arch, didn't they? And they added a
Yeah,
bunch of
yeah.
wagon stuff.
It got attacked in season 1 of like the in-game content, which is not playable yet. So I don't know
No,
what
I
happens
think
there.
no, I think it just got re-added. So you can now play season 1 again.
You can now play it, can you? Well, I knew it was going to get rid of, but I don't think I've not seen it in the game yet.
Right. Okay. No, I think I read something that said it's like just been added to the game.
Okay. Yeah, I'd love to know what Scarlet did to Lion's Arch and who rebuilt it. That'd
Yeah,
be
and I'm
great.
still not playing Guild Wars 2 until they fucking add the next level of Super Adventure Box. I want to
All
play
right.
more Super Adventure Box.
Yeah, they did something like I think you could. They did like I can't remember what it was now. They put last April Fool's was like a giant seal in Lion's Arch or something. I really can't remember now. It was I don't know. I'm not that
I don't know.
impressed with these. It's not as fun as
RuneScape
it could have
added a
been.
boulder you could push. The good RuneScape, RuneScape 3, I believe, Tony, was the one that
Right.
added a boulder that you
I
could
don't
press.
understand. There's a boulder you can push.
The
What?
rock could be moved one square by pushing or pulling it, and then when
Alright.
the two rocks were located on adjacent tiles, nearby players would unlock the rock and would unlock the title The Rock, and the rocks would respawn in their original locations. So I think they spawned at
What?
like opposite sides of the map, and then people just pushed them together. I
How's
think
this
it's
an
how.
April Fool's?
Gotcha.
What? It's been removed from the game. Okay.
It was like a 1 day thing.
Yeah.
Payday put out a video where they said they were making like a Magic the Gathering style trading card game, which I thought was pretty funny. That was like a nice prank. They also said that it was not available in Denmark, which is a joke you will understand if you've ever spoken to a Swedish person. If you don't know, like, Overkill is Swedish.
Right.
You know how, like, the English and the French joke that they hate each other?
Yeah.
The Swedish and the Danes are like that.
Right.
Yeah. I thought Payday 3 was the April Fool's joke, but apparently it's not.
Yeah.
Minecraft released Snapshot 22 W131 block at a time, which overhauled the games so that the player could only place one block and throw it.
Okay. It was actually really interesting.
Hmm.
You couldn't eat or anything either. You could like pick up animals and I think you could stack like animals on your head, I think.
Hmm.
It was like actually like a lot of thought put into it. It was so weird. Like you couldn't make a crafting bench.
Apparently, the version is a fork of a commit between 1.18.2 and 22W11A, as it contains several blocks not complete from the Deep Dark Biome
Yeah.
update. It's kind of interesting.
I guess this was whether they were working on it at the time.
Oh, I wish this was added to the game. I would still wish it would be added to the game, but Rocket League put out a fake trailer for releasing a DLC car that's like the Reliant Robin, and it just keeps falling over.
Why can't they just add it?
I would love to see a Reliant Robin in the
It
game.
looks great.
Just have a mode where everyone's in a Reliant Robin. That would be so fun to play.
It actually looks great. They should just add it. Just add it.
Fall Guys released the question mark update that meant that it was a 40-player hexagon game mode, which was just chaos. It's hexagons like the end stage where every time you step on a block it disappears. Like what's it called? Spleef in Minecraft. That's what it's called.
Yeah, it's very like Spleef.
And then Feel the Force Razer announced a brand new haptic gaming suit for their April.
I swear Razer stuff isn't completely stupid every year.
Didn't they last year? They did something near April Fools and then announced it was real.
The mask. It was like RGB face mask.
Yeah, that one was real.
And they actually made it. But even this though, like I get like we're not quite there in technology. Yeah, but this actually be cool to have.
Oh, did you see that LTT video about the haptic gloves where you could feel when you?
Oh yeah.
Like the guy
like that stopped you and gave you resistance. Yeah.
And then we had
really cool.
Meta VR conference like 4 days ago. So one of the big announcements was Among Us. Bone Labs Stress Level Zero's unannounced Project 4 is now announced. It's called Bone Labs, and it is it looks really good. It's their new VR game. It's following on from the original Boneworks, I believe. I own Boneworks, I haven't played it yet. But it seems like it's putting you in different universes. So there'll be like a Dungeons and Dragons one, then you'll switch between to like a like a outside the fucking Matrix thing.
Right.
It reminds me of like the in-between area reminds me of like the labs from 2016. It looks really interesting. I'm like pretty interested to try this. It's gonna be like an interesting mix of like medieval combat and then like gunplay.
Mm.
The thing with like Boneworks is it was always more of an interesting sandbox game more than it was like an interesting story game, I feel like, but we'll have to see how that changes. Like if they improve on that sort of thing. But I'm really interested to play Boneworks and sequel. Oh, Tony, here's a game for you. Ghostbusters VR.
I've seen this and I actually thought it already looked great. So
I believe it's a Quest 2 exclusive though.
yeah. But look, it actually oh my god. Oh my god, guys, this is the Phasmophobia killer? Ghostbusters?
Shut up. Ghostbusters VR focused on Quest 2 at launch, but other
Yeah,
platforms
why?
may arrive later on.
There's a lot of dislikes on this video, and I don't know why. Is it because it's an exclusive?
Yeah, maybe, I don't know. This is like be really, really. I feel like
Oh,
Ghostbusters. Sorry.
someone said they don't like it has no gameplay.
Oh, there's no gameplay in the trailer.
Is this like all scripted? Is it?
Yeah, it's like a cinematic sort of thing
I don't
instead of
know. I
gameplay.
as an announcement thing, that's fine. As a teaser, it's fine.
But it's gonna be like, I believe it's going to be a multiplayer
I'm
thing.
liking it.
So it's going to be,
Yeah,
guys. It's the Phasmo Killer. It's the Phasmo Killer,
that's what I'm
guys.
saying.
I mean, Phasmophobia VR is very popular, but what if instead of running away from ghosts, you could shoot them with proton packs?
Who are
Let's
you gonna
go.
call?
Ghostbusters. I actually
I'm
didn't.
so
I
down for
literally, I
Ghostbusters
literally
VR
didn't think
though.
about Phasmophobia until now. This has so much potential. It's unreal.
Oh my god, this could be so good. I hope they don't fuck it up.
You know what's got even more potential? Among Us VR, guys. It's coming to MetaQuest, Rift, and all great VR headset platforms. We actually get gameplay of people pointing at each other and calling each other sus. There's no like audio. It's just like
Oh, it's gonna be people shouting, right?
but it's shell games, so it's I Expect You to Die, like actual VR developer making it. So I assume it's going to be
Oh,
very
that's cool.
good. We talked about this
So it's not
before.
not based on spaghetti code then.
No, it's an actual like legitimate VR developer making it.
Yeah.
But I already know like from personally doing my friends who have VR, I already know like two or three friends who would say that they would get this game and play it with me. So even if we
Really? Oh, okay.
I can't wait to play Among Us VR. Just from the social aspect of just public servers on Gorilla Tag,
Yeah.
just having like
Yeah.
lobbies full of even just like joining public lobbies on Among Us VR, I think could be a really fun experience. Even if there's going to be 20 kids on Oculus Quest 3s, we'll have to see.
Well, it's no Ghostbusters VR, that's all I'm gonna say.
The mercenary mode from Resident Evil 4 that was leaked is now available on the
I
Oculus
don't
Quest version of Resident Evil 4.
how does this work? I never really understood what it
Mercenaries mode.
was. Yeah.
I think you just have a timer and you just have to keep killing stuff.
Right.
That's what it is.
Okay.
I don't know. Resident Evil 4 is one of the Resident Evil games I haven't really played. I played it on Wii like years ago, and yeah. But Resident Evil 2 remake, 6, 5, and the demos for 7 and 3. But I was really hoping, there we go. And by the way, it's coming to Steam VR as well. That would have been
Yeah,
like the actual
that would have
good
been
part,
perfect.
but it seems like they still have the Oculus money exclusivity deals, so we'll have to. And also, I put this one at the end because I was really confused. NFL VR? NFL Pro Era? Is this a thing people want? I'm not an American football player, but
I think yes is the answer.
you know what? Like, the actual gameplay of like throwing the football doesn't look terrible. It actually looks like it could be kind of fun. So
Yeah, no.
I wouldn't be adverse to trying this. Like,
Okay, it's another
I'm
one with
not.
lots of dislikes. The hell?
I don't know.
Oh, sometimes they don't want it to be just like a really simple throwing experience, like you actually
Mm.
move around. Someone's concerned, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I could see it, like, depending on price, I could see myself just picking this up and tossing the old pigskin. You never know.
Yeah, that's okay.
We're below the 2 hour mark, Tony. We need to end. So yeah, there's some interesting VR stuff. Okay, so most anticipated VR games, Among Us VR still for me. But then
Like Ghostbusters VR,
closely followed by Ghostbusters VR
right?
and Bone Labs, of course.
Ghostbusters VR is like far and beyond at the top of my list, but
Well, the
okay.
problem is we don't have. We just got gameplay from Among Us VR, and we don't have the gameplay yet from Ghostbusters VR. So,
Yeah, that's true, but we did get in-engine stuff, so
and it's
I
a
don't know. I'm
and
hyped.
it's a Quest 2 exclusive as well.
Well, you know what I say. Mark Zuckerberg can have all the data.
Okay. Let's end the podcast. Where's the outro? I haven't done this in a while. Check us out and everything in between podcast, twitch.tv/Scorn at Scorn 2020 if you want to follow me there for some reason. Let's read I haven't read the Petermology tweet. I almost forgot about that.
Let's do it.
Okay, so Petermology put a tweet. We were talking about this earlier. If I were to reboot Tomb Raider, I would be looking very closely at Jonathan Blow's The Witness. Imagine an island of initially abstract tombs that require you to learn the language of the environment's various pattern systems to traverse deeper within? Question mark. He then followed it up with, I would be willing to make this game by myself on behalf of Crystal Dynamics under one strict condition, that you allow me to not put a single enemy in the game. Just putting that out there. Tomb Raider without any enemies? Now that's an experience.
I guess you're just like decrypting the tombs.
Yeah.
Why would you call it Tomb Decryptor at that point? That could be actually interesting.
That requires you to learn the language of the environment, various pattern systems first within. I think the new game that because like we were talking about this off cam, where you were saying you were interested in some of the AAA games that have come out this year.
Yeah.
I was like, the games that I'm interested that come out this year are all like indie games. And I don't have any AAA games that come out this year I'm interested in. Like, I don't care about Horizon Zero Dawn.
You don't open world. You don't care about like strategy games.
Elden Ring, Tiny Tina's Wonderland. Like, I don't care. But like Tunic was one I'm really interested in. One because in that game you get a manual of how to like do different moves like a Metroidvania, but it's all written in an alien language you don't understand. And you can find pages of it to help you decrypt what it says of how to like progress through the game. And I thought that was such like an interesting idea. I really want to try and play Tunic because I believe it's like it's not crazy long and it's also on Xbox Game Pass as well. So
right, okay.
Yeah, that's one I'm interested to play. But it's the end of the podcast. We've already done the outro. Tony, anything you want to say before we leave?
May's going to be really good for Lego. I just want to make sure everyone knows that. And yeah, goodbye.
And yeah, goodbye.
Bye.